That's a dismal thing to look at. You have to understand that. Zero, right? The median person has not done anything creative ever in their life with anything on any dimension. Right, it's really important to know that. And then you have these horrible people out here. Right? They do everything. They do everything. Price's law. Here's Price's law. This is something to hammer into your heart. The square root of the people in a domain do 50% of the work. Okay, you have 10 employees. 3 of them do half the work. You have 100 employees. 10 of them do half the work. Well, that's a problem. You have 10,000 employees. 100 of them do half the work. As your company grows, incompetence grows exponentially and competence grows linearly. You might not even know who the best 100 are, but probably they know. When big companies start to shake, which means maybe they've had a bad quarter or 2 bad quarters, and the stock price starts to tip down, and the hot people who have options are not very happy about that, and maybe they start to announce layoffs, all the 100 people who have opportunities leave, and they're the ones who were doing half the work. So boy, that puts your company in a pretty rough situation, because now you've got the 9,900 people left over who were only doing half the work. And the next time you announce layoffs, the next most productive 100 leave. Let's say you graphed how many people in a population of 300 had $10,000 in a savings account. It would look very much like this. Most people would have like no savings whatsoever. But the thing you want to understand about that 1% issue, it applies in every single realm where there's difference in creative production. 5 composers produce the music that occupies 50% of the classical repertoire, right? Bach, Beethoven, Brahms, Tchaikovsky, Mozart, that's right, those 5. Okay, so here's something cool. So you take all the music those people wrote. 5% of the music all those people wrote occupies 50% of the music of their writing that's played. It happens when you play Monopoly. Everybody has the same amount of money to begin with. Soon one person has 0. They're out of the game. So 0 is a weird number. People start to stack up at 0, right? What happens at the end of the game? One person has all the property and all the money, and everyone else has none. It's not a consequence necessarily of structural inequality. It's built into the system at a deeper level than that. 1% of the population has the vast amount of the money, and 1% of the 1% has most of that money. It's an inevitable conclusion of iterated trading games, and we don't know how to fight it. We don't know how to take from the people who have and move it to the bottom without it instantly moving back up to the top. Different people maybe, but still back up to the top. Because even the 1% churns a lot. A 10% chance of being in the top 1% for at least 1 year of your life, and a 40% chance of being in the top 10% for at least 1 year in your life. That's in Canada and the US.